this is Jake Kelly for the Live to Play Network, and today we're going to talk about an easy way to play guitar that removes some of the confusion from transversing between different chords. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to give you some anchor notes. So you'll change some fingers, but you'll also keep some fingers exactly in the same place. And in this way, learning to play guitar is going to be a little easier. And the first chord we're going to start with is the G chord. And what we're going to do is we're going to number the fingers on our hand, and it's pretty obvious. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's the guitar strings, and they're numbered as well. First string, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So the skinniest string is the first, the fattest one is the sixth. And then there's also these frets on the guitar, and we use that as a grid to help us realize where our fingers are. Now this is your first chord. It's going to be the G chord, and this is what it looks like as a chord chart. Alright, and here is how you play that chord. What you do is you put your first finger, well, first of all, we should talk a little bit about form. And while the guitar neck looks sort of like a baseball bat, it's not a baseball bat. It's the neck of a guitar. So instead of gripping it with your whole hand, like you probably are predisposed to do, you want to approach it a little differently. What you're going to do is you're going to lay your thumb down in the center of the neck, pointing towards the headstock. All right? That thumb provides the pressure so your fingers don't need to work as hard and you're not going to grip. But in addition to that, it allows you to make this nice kind of arch with your fingers, as opposed to if you're gripping the neck like this, your fingers are going to struggle to reach where they need to be. So with your thumb in the center of the neck, put your first finger on the 5th string at the 2nd fret. Put your third finger on the 6th string on the 3rd fret. Put your third finger on the 2nd string on the 3rd fret, and your 4th finger on the 1st string at the 3rd fret. So now your chord shape is going to look like this. Keeping your thumb in the center of the neck of the guitar. It may not be pointed towards the headstock for this chord. It might be pointed sort of northeast. Alright, so, and you strum all 6 strings with this chord. Alright, now if you got that, that's very good. If not, it might take a little bit of time, but be patient. Right? Rome wasn't built in a day. Now, our second chord is a variation on the C chord, and it looks almost identical to this G chord. Notice I haven't moved my fingers yet. And this chord looks almost identical, except you're going to take your first and second finger and you're going to shift them both down one string so it's closer, but your anchor, which we talked about earlier, are going to stay in place. You're only moving these 2 fingers down one string. And you'll only strum the 5 strings, okay? Here is the chord chart for that chord. Now you'll notice when I'm going to show you both those chords together, and you'll notice how they're nearly identical except for that shift. Right? So your C chord and your G chord, nearly identical, which allows you to make a very smooth, easy transition. One more thing before we go. While you're strumming, while you're moving these hands, you might be tempted to hold up your rhythm. But what you want is just this to be like clockwork, like a clock. So regardless of whether you get this change or not, practice keeping your right hand in a continuous motion. So with these two chords, you can already start playing some songs. Right? So there you go. That's the G chord and a variation on the C chord. Technically, it's called a C add 9. You don't need to worry about that. It will work as any time that you need to play a C chord. All right? I hope that helps. When you get this mastered, we can move on to our next anchor chord lesson.